This is From the Big House to the Penthouse podcast. Stories of addiction and recovery. The lie is dead. We do recover.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of From the Big House to the Penthouse, Stories of Addiction and Recovery. As always, your host is Enrique Cruz.
And my co-host, Raul Moreno.
I said your name wrong.
It's okay. My mom says it wrong all the time.
Would she call you cuss words instead?
Yeah, she does. She actually does in Spanish. She calls me pendejo.
Oh, that means good son, right?
It means hello. I mean, yeah. 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 Hey, would you do this? Let me see. You stayed home. Or did you actually do something this weekend?
What was this weekend?
Saturday. Saturday and Sunday.
Man, I didn't. You know, I
Friday.
watched UFC fights on Saturday.
Did you?
That's what I did. Yeah. Yep. Saw some good knockouts. What did you do?
Me? What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Did you went? I stayed? You know what, man? I went. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I stayed at my mom's house.
Oh,
I spent the night at mama. I wore her robe.
I saw the pictures.
I wore her. I went over there, man. I went over there, and she brought out her favorite robe. She put on some of that. What do you call that cream that you put on your face? Pompeii or something like that. Have you ever heard of that? No. This is old stuff. It's you know. Anyway, she put cream on my face, and then I anyway, spent the night at my mom's house, man. It was fun.
That's what's up.
It was fun,
That's
man.
Good.
It was a lot of fun. And then the next day, man, we woke up and I spent the rest of the day there. And whenever I was leaving, she came and followed me to my Jeep, and she stood there. And I was like, okay, Mom, well, I gotta go. And she was like, I was rolling the window up. She's like, hey, well, listen, I was
she didn't want you to go.
She didn't want me to go, man. I was like, so she's like, I feel like saying, I gotta roll the window up, man. I gotta go. Lisa misses me. I have to go home.
Man,
Lisa was crying at home without me. She was like, hey, hurry up, come home. I miss you. Hey. But anyway, hey, yeah, that's what I did.
Damn. Hey, so we got a guest here.
We
today.
do.
Man,
we do. We have a guest here, man. Let's let our guest introduce ourselves. In fact, you know, he's here for a second run, man.
This is a second run.
This is a second run. We had he's back by popular demand. Yeah. Introduce yourself, Mr. Guest.
I'm Ronald Mohler. First of all, I'd like to say, Ricky and Raul, thanks for having me. The lie is dead.
The lie is dead.
It is dead.
We do recover.
We do recover, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Backed by popular demand, we are recovering.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
I want to thank y'all for this opportunity, because it's not about us, it's how we can help others.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to do here. So thank you again for having me. I appreciate it.
Dude, it's a pleasure to have you, man.
Yeah, man.
It really is.
You know, since the first podcast that we had with you on, bro, I've listened to that podcast a few times because your story is incredible, and it's you know, just remembering some of the parts, you know, when you were in Baltimore, man, and you experienced some of your toughest times when you were homeless, and man, I remember the one you told one story about you eating out of trash cans at one point in your life, dude, and that's some serious shit. Gave me you. You know, thinking about it, man, and to see you now, and to see that what you've achieved in your life so far, it's gotta be a great feeling, man.
First of all, all the glory to God. Without him, I'm not anything. He gets all the glory. I'm just a vessel. You know, I just am able to show people that this stuff works and recovery is possible.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not where you start, it's where you finish. And yeah, it's all glory to God.
Hey, Ronnie, I have to on that comment that Raul was talking about you eating out of trash cans. Let me ask you something personal, man. Do you mind if I ask you how do you feel today sharing that, man? Do you? I'm going to speak on my behalf. There's a lot of things like that I have shared, man, things that I've done that are kind of embarrassing, right? They're a little downgrading things that I've done in my addiction. Like stealing water from the neighbor's house to flush the toilets because I didn't have running water. And living like an animal. You know what I mean? They call that what do they say that in the program? Living like an animal. There's an animal type of life in existence or something, right? There's a name for it that we use that I've heard people share in the program. And man, it's kind of downgrading. How do you feel about sharing stuff like that? Does that bother you today, or how do you feel about that? Is it? Do you feel? I feel proud that to know where I come from, where I've elevated from, because at one time in my life, can you touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't bother me at all. Anybody can say anything, but if you're really genuine and you're really telling the truth and you say it from the heart, people understand.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy. Just you can sit here and write something down and then say something profound, but people can see through that.
Mm-hmm.
You're either real or you're fake.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I see things.
Right. Because some people look and some people, Ronnie, I've learned that some people don't understand that addiction is a disease, right? And some people go, well, why don't you just stop? You know what I mean? Why didn't you just stop? Right? What's wrong with you? And you know what I'm saying? To those people, the ones that what do you say to them? I mean, that you understand my question? But there's two different people. Us, we understand already that it's a disease and it's out of our control at the time, right? But to the people that don't know it's a disease, what do you say to them?
What I can say to them is, I tried to stop for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to stop for my mom, my dad,
Mm-hmm.
tons of people, and it never worked.
Right.
Until I brought God into the picture, it changed.
So you're saying that the game changer was when you found spirituality, a God, religion, or what do you call it?
I call it finding God.
Finding God. Okay.
And it was a game changer for me because I didn't grow up like that. I didn't understand the whole God thing. And like I said in the last podcast, I was mad at him. I was pissed off at him, because of the stuff that I said about my sister and stuff like that. But I had to learn that even looking back, God was there the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't see him.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't allow him to come into my heart.
Mm-hmm.
So it was easy for me just to write him off and say, God's not really here.
Right.
I'll take care of this. I'll handle this.
Mm-hmm.
And left to my own devices, I end up on the street with a needle in my arm.
Right.
So God is everything.
Hey, David said you're dealing with trauma. It's hard for others to understand, which is I mean, it is true.
What is that? What I kind of don't understand that question. Can you elaborate on that? What he's saying?
What he was saying was like, you asked, how do people feel, with if addiction was a choice?
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying that he was dealing with trauma, so that was his way. It wasn't a choice. It was just, I guess, how he dealt with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I might be wrong. David, correct.
Can you read that question, Ronnie? I want to see if you can make sense of that because I don't understand it.
If you're dealing with trauma, it's hard for others to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I can tell you I'm hurting, but I'm the only one that feels it.
Right.
I can sit here and tell you, hey, well, I have this much pain for this situation that happened in my life, but I can't feel it for you.
Right.
I can't fix it for you. You have to go and do the work. That's how I see it.
How did you do the work? What did you do to do the work? When you said, what I'm interested to know is, what work did you do to get God into your life? Because you said you were mad at one time at God, right? And you want nothing to do with him because of what happened to your sister. What was that transition from that to, hey, well, I'm going to give God a chance now to work in my life? How did that happen? I'm interested in that. Yeah. I think the audience would probably like to hear that.
So first of all, I had to lose everything to win. I had to lose to win.
Okay.
So I had to be at the bottom. And it's not like that for everybody. And I understand that. And I'm grateful for people that don't have to go down the road I went to. But it took what it took.
Right.
And so I'm grateful for that. The whole God thing, I didn't really find God until, like I was saying, when I was 30, 29, 30 years old.
Right.
It was the first time I ever cried out to God.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh, that's right. I remember now that you were on the street. That's right. My mind is coming back now. You were on the street when they wouldn't accept you at that halfway home, right? Or
Star of
somewhere.
Hope.
A Star of Hope.
Yep.
That's right. I remember now.
Yep.
That's right. You cried out to God.
For
So
the
what?
first
Can you
time.
go from there? Because we were trying to think about earlier about
Why-
where we left off. That's right.
Why wouldn't they accept you?
Oh, because I missed the curfew. You have to be there at a certain time.
Oh, okay,
You have to be
okay.
there at like 4:30, and
Uh-huh.
I was just being, childish and not doing what I'm supposed to do, and didn't show up one time.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't tell you the whole story about
Mhm.
what happened when I cried out to God.
Well, go for it.
So I was sitting there and I was crying, and I was just crying out. It was genuine. It wasn't just like, "Hey, get me out of this shit,
Mm-hmm.
get me out of this problem, and everything will be fixed."
Mm-hmm.
Ricky, I had a man came sit next to me on that street and called me by my name
Really?
and said, "Ronnie, you don't have to live like this anymore.
Wait, this is for real? For real?
This is for real, for real." That is what happened. And
So you think that was your God intervention?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
So
Absolutely.
You never seen this man before?
Never.
You weren't on drugs.
No.
You were
I was
clean.
clean.
You were clean.
I was
Because I've seen,
clean.
look, man, Ronnie, I've seen some shit. You know
get
what I
it.
mean? And I've talked to some people too. They weren't there.
I get it.
Okay. I just want to, and then what
did
happened?
You have a conversation with him, or what was?
I didn't say anything. Like, the man called me by my name. My name.
Mm-hmm.
Ronnie, you don't have to live like this anymore. And from that point on, I said, okay, if God has a time for me
Mm-hmm.
to show me that he's real, which I cried out to,
Mm-hmm.
then I was going to follow him the rest of my life
Mm-hmm.
and would praise him and show him that God is real to
Mhm.
anybody I come in contact with. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I will do.
Okay.
I respect
So what happened from there?
I changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't use anymore.
From that point on, that
Nope.
was the date.
That was the date.
Mr. Mercer said either God is everything or he is nothing.
That's true.
And John said they love you, Ricky.
What's up, Johnny? The plumber John. He's our he's a mayor. I hate to change this. Squirrel. John. He's the mayor of one of those towns over there in New York, man. He's a plumber John. You remember him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You sound excited to hear from him, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Plumber John.
Hey, I'm grateful for everybody that's here. If we reach one person, that's all that matters.
Man, that's what it is, man.
You know.
So from that point on, God has been a big part of your life.
So, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Even yesterday, like I tried to take my will back, and I still do that. Even though I know he's everything, I try to still control a little bit of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and it constantly blows up in my face. Constantly. When I think I'm in control, good luck. Because it doesn't work out.
Dude, I still struggle with that, man. I struggle with that, Ronnie. And I think a lot of I don't know. Is everybody let's put Raul on the hot spot for a minute, man. Raul, do you struggle with that? Do you mind sharing your experience on spirituality, God, or whatever you Allah, or what do you call the other one, Buddha, or whatever? What do you what's your look into it?
Mine is God, and to be completely honest, man, I was going to church from the time that I got sober. I started my sobriety.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to church every Sunday, and I was reading and doing a lot, man. But I haven't been back since Lewis passed.
You haven't back to church.
Yeah.
Okay, but they say, and don't call me because I'm not this big spirituality guy, right? I'm still learning. I'm still trying to find that middle ground or that whatever, right? To find God and put my total trust into him, right? I struggle. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I sometimes I'll tell you, I'll fake it, okay, just so I can make myself feel good. Like I'll go, please, God, sometimes I'll get on my knees and I'll say, well, look, God, please help me with this thing. Help me get through this day, because that's what I've been taught to do, right? A couple of weeks ago, I'm not changing the subject, but I shared with all of y'all that I contacted a guy to help me to be my sponsor, right? I'm making these moves, but I'm not following through with them, right? I'm falling short on some stuff. But where was I?
That you were falling short on some
I was
stuff.
falling short, and I forgot before that too. I'm getting old.
You contacted a guy?
No.
No, you said you contacted a guy.
Oh, I thought you said I contacted God. No, I don't know his number. I don't know God's number. If somebody has it, please give it to me. But I think this direct line with the 1-800 number to God. But no, I struggle with that a little bit. I Ronnie, you know what I do? And I'm just being honest, man. I sometimes, just so I can make myself feel better, because I have no other choice, right? I will pray. I'm like, God, in the morning, please help me. Help me convince Lisa that I need more car parts, and please help me with and no, I don't say that as a joke. But no, I know it's not a joking matter, but sometimes I do get up in the morning and say, God, please help me get through this day. Give me peace, give me the patience to deal with this, and I promise you I'll behave today. And then I get through my day, and I'm going to tell you, back early on in my recovery, I used to do that too. And then just miraculous. How do you say the word?
Miraculously.
You can't say it either. How do you say that word? Miraculously. I would remember that, Ronnie.
I told you why we're using big words.
That's right. You make me. For some reason, the next day, Ronnie, if I would pray, I would go, man, you know what? I had a pretty good day. And I would, but at the time, look, Ronnie and Raul, my life wasn't that fast, man. My life is super fast today. And, I don't know, man. That's what I'm struggling with.
Did you pray for all the things that you have now? And now that you have them?
Raul, great question. Thanks for bringing it up. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Thank you for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
I've heard that before somewhere, but yes, you're right. Hey, wake up moment for Ricky, isn't it? Raul 1, Ricky 0. Yes, yeah. God 1, Ricky 0. That's the way I should look at it, right?
When it comes back,
you're absolutely right.
Like I was saying, man, I used to go a lot, but once Lewis passed, man, I stopped going. But I still get up.
Why?
And I get dressed every Sunday, and then I don't go.
Really?
Yeah. This Sunday I went as far as I got in the car and I drove, but I just didn't go. I just drove around and then got coffee and then came back to the house. I don't know why. I don't know.
Why don't you talk to God at home? Do you do that?
I do. I talk to my mother.
Because we can do that.
I talk to my mother. I do talk to her. I talk to her a lot. And she answers though, bro.
Really?
Yeah, my daughter will call me and say something crazy, and I know it's like, man, that came from her. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's crazy. But man, let's. I want to get back to Ronnie.
Okay,
man.
yeah.
I want to get back to Ronnie. I want to learn more.
Man. Well, keep going, Ronnie. Where we left off with the guy that talked to you, and then you said you quit using from there on.
Right. So to segue what you were talking about.
What did I say?
When you were talking about you only pray, you pray, and then you have a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you try that consecutively?
I would like to, Ronnie. I mean,
because I struggle with it too.
I try. I really do.
I'll do it for 3 days, and then I'll stop for 4. I'll do 3, I'll stop, or I'll do 2, and then I'll stop.
What do you mean, pray?
Yeah, because God fixes everything, and then I'm like, okay, I got this.
Do you believe that? Let me ask you this though. I'm going to put you on the hot spot, right? If there's a God, is there a devil, or is the devil the small kid's word? Is it Satan? What do you use? Devil, Satan? What's another name for? You know what I'm saying? If you believe in God, is there? If there's a God, is there a devil or Satan or whatever you call it, Ronnie?
In my personal opinion,
yeah, your personal opinion.
100%.
So there is something there's a God, and so let me ask you this. When you're behaving, would you agree that, because there's a reason why I'm asking this, dude, because I get up in the mornings, dude, sometimes when I had that, I'm like on Sunday night, I'm like, man, I'm tired of being tired, man. I'm tired of worrying. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of, that. So in the morning, I'm going to wake up and ask for peace, right? I'm going to pray for peace. I'm going to pray for this, and I'm going to pray for the other. And then I'm going to read my just for today. And I did it once, And I said, great, man, I did this and I accomplished it. The next day, I'm going to do it again. And dude, it seems like there's some entity, there's this power, there's this negative force that my phone goes off and then somebody texts me or something. And then I get thrown off. You know what I mean? And I'm like, hey, I was doing pretty good. And all of a sudden, like something's pulling me the other way. Cause they say that, now tell me if I'm wrong. They say that Satan doesn't want the people that are bad. He wants the people that are good. Those are the ones he wants. He wants to destroy what's good. If you're trying your best, Ronnie, he's trying even harder to get you, me, and everybody else. What is your take on that?
First of all,
and have you had those interactions from like a bad force that you think, what's pulling me this way?
Absolutely. But first of all, don't pray for necessity.
Huh?
Don't pray for necessity. Pray because you believe it.
Well, I mean, that'd be great, Ronnie. I would like to. Yes, I feel ungrateful. No, trust me, I feel ungrateful. And I feel like I'm just like, whenever you go to your parents, you go, man, I need some money, right? That's how I feel.
Here's the beautiful thing, though.
Tell me.
You can pray at any time. You can start your day off over at any time. It can be 11:30 at night and you're getting ready to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
You can say, God, thank you for another day. I pray that it's the same tomorrow. Thank you. And keep it moving.
That's a good idea.
You can start your day over any time.
I like that.
You know, that's the beauty of it. And do I think there's forces and stuff like? Absolutely. I believe I was a statistic.
You believe in what?
I was a statistic.
Oh.
And I believe that if I would have continued doing what I was doing, I'd be another number, just another drug addict that died. God had another plan, so here I am. And I'm grateful. I try to stay grateful every single day. You know, because the older you get, people tell you, "Oh, tomorrow's not promised." You always hear that. Remember, we used to hear that and be like, "That's bullshit."
Yeah,
you know, that's nobody cares. It's so true. You know, I'm grateful for every day that I get to live this life that He's given me. And where I want to be? No, I'm human. I have all these dreams and stuff I want to do now. None of that was possible when I was a drug addict and on the street. Nothing.
So what happens on bad days?
I keep moving.
You have bad days, right?
Yeah, I had a bad day yesterday.
Okay, so what happened in your bad day?
I kept it moving.
Huh?
I stayed the course.
What does that mean?
Push forward, Charlie Mike. Continue the mission.
So what did you do?
Yes.
Okay. What my question is the audience wants to know. Okay. People that don't know. Okay. So you had a bad day yesterday. Ronnie had a bad day. What did Ronnie do to not think about drugs, about hurting himself? Because look, the newcomer, right? The newcomer, as soon as they have a little problem, I hear this bullshit when we go into the group and we go into, and I'm sorry to say that. I don't want to say that. I hear these when I go into the rooms and a newcomer comes in, they say, "Oh, I hit my toe. I'm going to use. Oh, my dog ran away. I can't handle this shit. I'm going to go use over it." Right?
Ricky, what else do they know to do?
They're not ready.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but what if they, what if, before you came and got clean, what'd you do?
I don't understand the question.
For birthdays, for celebrations.
No,
for
anything.
deaths, for
Okay.
Just in your daily life. Before you got clean, what were you doing? You were using drugs. So you're asking somebody to break a cycle that they've been doing for a long time.
Okay.
It's not easy.
Right. Well, no. That's what I'm saying.
So you have to be willing.
Right.
I can tell you stuff all day. Hey, Ricky, you need to get clean. You got a problem and all that
Right.
stuff. Until you realize it, it's not a problem.
Okay. So what do they do? What does the newcomer do then?
Keep coming back.
Okay. That's the question I'm asking you, because we need your experience, strength, and hope, man. That's what I'm asking you. What do they do?
The person
person
that relapsed multiple times?
Yeah, the ones that's coming in there.
Question too, Rick.
That guy.
You didn't understand it
I
either?
didn't get it. No.
Okay. Yeah, that guy. That's what I'm talking about.
I kept coming back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And you coming back for what?
To have the noise stop for an hour.
Okay.
To get clean.
Okay. So did you feel safe in the rooms? What was it about the rooms when you walk in?
It wasn't about me being safe. It was about me not wanting to kill myself or put dope in my body for just 1 hour.
Okay.
And that was heaven on earth for me. It was heaven on earth for me.
How does it feel to you, Ronnie, right now, man, where you're an inspiration to other people, man? You know, people look up to you. How does that feel? Can you believe that? It's gotta be a feeling that you think about your past and what you've experienced, and now people are like, Ronnie, you inspire me. You know, between this podcast and the other one, I can't keep a number about how many people said that about your entire life, you know, because of where you were and what you are now. How does that make you feel, bro?
Honestly, it's like I said before, I'm just a vessel. I did what God told me to do, and I've tried to be a good servant since that day on the street because I know it was God that saved my ass. It wasn't anybody else. It wasn't a human. And why would I not? Why would I not give 120%, even when I struggle and hurt? Because I'm human. I'm still human. I'm not this spiritual being that we call, who's unstoppable and can do anything they want to do, even if they're a drug addict. I have to stay grateful at all times, even when the day's bad. But
So what do you do to stay grateful?
I went and hit golf balls yesterday because that kind of helps me chill out.
In the beginning is what I meant.
In the beginning,
Yeah.
I just sat by myself.
Sat by yourself?
Sat by
I thought that was
myself.
bad.
It was.
Mhm.
I don't recommend it.
Right.
I had to get out of my head. That was my main thing. I had to get out of here. That's always been my downfall. My first thought is always wrong. I always go with the second. Because it's just the way my mind works.
Can I tell you what helped me get clean?
Yeah.
Love.
Hope.
Love.
Hope.
Love.
Yourself?
No. The love from my sponsor.
Oh, okay.
Do you believe
Dude,
God do you believe God works through him?
I do.
There you go.
I do.
Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished.
I do. But you know how long it took for me to believe that?
It don't matter. What did I tell you? It's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Huh?
What I told you was it's not where you start, it's where you finish.
It's not where you start, it's where you
Because if that's
finish.
the case, then none of us have a chance.
Yet, though.
That's the beauty of it. You're not finished.
It's still the journey.
Still going.
Makes sense. But what I'm saying
deep,
is, what I'm saying, I get what you're saying. It makes a total sense because this is still the journey. So we're not done yet. Okay, I get it. Me, because you're sharing that, finding God is what helped you get clean, and that gratitude and everything of finding spirituality or God or whatever you identify with, right? To me, and being that I had a sponsor, I mean, to me, the key for my recovery, I give all the, and you could say God if you want, right? You could say God for you on your recovery. To me, where I was at the time, and what I feel got me clean, and it could be God working through Eugene, right? Let's say Eugene was his name, right? It is his name. Could have been God working through Eugene, but Eugene I'm going to tell you, for me, man, I'm just sharing my story or my recovery. To me, the way it was me putting total trust in Eugene and him sharing some really intimate things that happened in his life. I was able to open up to him. And with all that information I gave him, man, he was able, I would call him, dude. I would call him and he already knew what to say before I even said it. And dude, it was just like, for instance, man, when my father when he was diagnosed with cancer, he helped me with some things, man. He goes, look, man, you want to go to certain MD Anderson is the best hospital, man. He goes, dude, Ricky, take him there, man. You and your talk to you. We made some mistakes along the way, and with that. But anyway, I remember when my dad, his cancer was under control, whatever you call that, and it came back. And the first person I called was Eugene, man. And I remember he started to cry. He cried. He started sobbing, man, over the phone, man. And he told me how much he loved me, man. And I remember going, why is he crying? Maybe he knew something. You know what I mean? And and then I remember going, man, he really cares. He really freaking cares, man. And there's other things that he did that he would do that. Our relationship, man, was so strong, man. And losing him after I lost my father, right? And 6 months later, I think Eugene passed away. Right. And then, but man, I owe my recovery, man, to Eugene. You know, I really do. I'm honoring all my love and respect to him, man. I don't think I would be here if I wouldn't have met him, if I wouldn't have crossed his path. Right. And again, I agree, Ronnie, I totally agree with what you're saying about God, because every single thing, like I shared before the podcast started, man, everything God, he would tell me to do something. I'm like, did you pray? Pray about it. And he would tell me, this is what he would tell me, Ronnie. It's not just the God about, and this is my understanding. Okay. And you can tell me if I'm wrong. But he told me one time something that stuck with me. He said this, he goes, doctor, because he called me doc, right? I'm the car doctor. But he said to me, look, doc, look, I will fail you. I will fail you. Your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your best friend will fail you. God will never fail you. Never. Put all your trust, all your love and everything in God, and he wouldn't. But here's the trick. It's not the trick. This is the split, or whatever you want to call it. He says, you have to live right. You have to live by the law of God, man. He goes, but God will not forsake you. Is that a word? Is that the word? He says he will protect you. Because I remember when I was struggling with a certain subject that we were talking about earlier off the show, and I confided in him, and he told me, listen, man, you just be patient. He goes, and live your life through the law of God. Okay. And he will bring everything, whatever information you need, he will bring it to life. And then you do whatever you have to do the right choices after that. Right.
What do you do right now, man? What do you do right now that keeps you inspired and inspires you and things like that? What keeps Ronnie going?
I'm just trying to stay alive.
So that's what keeps you going?
No, I mean, stuff like this, where I'm able to, tell people that this stuff works. That's what drives me. Like we talked about in the last podcast about how I had a couple people pass away when I first got clean. It motivates me. Like it really does. It motivates me because I know where I came from. I was there. I don't need somebody to tell me how bad my story was, but it doesn't matter. Because I'm living proof that if you want to get clean and you want to change your life, it's possible. That's all that matters. If somebody can come from what I come from, where I came from, then anybody can do it. That's what it's all about, is helping one another and showing somebody love and letting them know, hey, you're not alone. Nobody does this stuff by themselves. Nobody. That's why I laugh when people say, I'm self-made. No, you're not. Because at some point, somebody helped you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Somebody did. But our pride gets in the way. I did all this by myself. I did this. I usually don't play that game because then it means I'm ungrateful for what God's done for me, and I don't want to be like that at all.
Right.
Because once I'm ungrateful, then I think I'm in control. I see what happens.
It's been proven over and over to you.
Over and over.
Yeah.
I mean, how much lower can you get being on the street with a needle in your arm?
Right.
Wishing you would die. That's pretty low for me.
It is.
So anything I can do, whether it's get out of my head, because my head's still here. My thoughts are still here all the time. That's something I struggle with, even with, coming up on, 13 years clean.
So let me ask you this, man. How did you make it into the rooms? How did you end up? Because I want to lead up to the point where we met, man. I want to get to that point here pretty soon.
So when I lived in Baltimore, I would go to meetings.
Okay.
I would try to go to meetings.
While using.
No, there was a couple of times where I would get a couple of days, but then of course I would go back to it. But I was aware of the meetings up there. Like I was introduced. I even had a sponsor up there, and bless his heart, man. I remember, he was my sponsor, and we were like, let's go to a meeting. And I went into his bathroom and shot up. And I still feel guilt over that today. And that was 22 years ago, you know? So I just walked my happy-go-lucky ass, heroin addict ass into the room and said, I need help. And for once surrendered. That was a big thing for me. Because, you know, where I come from, if you show any type of weakness or anything, and that's a lot of places. I'm not just saying it's just Baltimore, but there's a certain persona that they expect from you. Don't show any signs of weakness. And so that was hard for me to do, to admit that I was a failure. Because that's the worst thing anybody feels, is being a failure, like to your family, to your significant other, anybody. I don't want to be a failure in anything.
Right. Of course.
You know, so
how much of your sobriety would you give the rooms credit for? Do you think that was a big part of your sobriety?
That's a good question. So first of all, I'd say God first, 100%. And then the rooms 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say that again.
I said God 100% and the rooms 100%.
That's 200%, Ronnie.
That's still 100% in my mind.
50. You should go 50-50, dog.
That adds up in my head too, bro.
Rachel, I'm like, okay, I know I went to Pearland High, right? But that's 200%. You got to give 50 and 50. You mean
it is?
You can't do 100 and 100. That's not fair.
I just did. But look,
this is Ronnie's. It's Ronnie's where nobody's. Yeah.
But look, man.
Rach, hey, do the, what do you call it right there?
Makes sense, bro. Makes sense.
Look, man.
Go ahead.
Go
ahead.
the room saved my life, man. You know, God laid the foundation.
Okay.
God still gave me free will. I could have very easily went right back out and used again. You know.
What do you mean God gave you free will? What does that mean?
What God?
And I want the audience to know what does that mean?
You still have the ability to make decisions on your own.
Right.
He will put people in your life that will help you through the process, but he will also allow you to fall on your face.
God.
Yes. Because
Okay.
you have to do the footwork.
Okay.
If I come into a meeting and I say, okay, everybody, help me get clean and do no footwork, what do you expect out of it? If you're giving 20%, you're going to expect 100% back? Is that what you would expect?
No. Absolutely. Well, I mean, it'd be nice. Yeah. But no, it doesn't work that way. Right.
You get what you put in.
Right. Well, not everybody knows that.
No, you got to put the work in.
You go, for instance, man, I'm going to tell you something. When I started to go to the meetings, I wasn't going to the meetings to go to the meetings. I was going to the meetings because my ex-wife thought I needed to go to the meetings. You know what I mean? And she found them. She said, there's this place over there off 35 where we met. And she used to drop me off because I think I lost my freaking license or something. She dropped me off, man. And the only reason I was going to the meetings, I don't know about you, Ronnie. Maybe you were going because you were ready. Me, I was going to, I was going to find a chick there, right? And I was going to, I'm just being honest, man. I'm just being honest, man. I ain't bullshitting. Yeah. The raggedy ass clothes I had left, man, trying my damn shoes, the ones I didn't pawn, right? That's what my plans were. You know what I mean? I don't know about you or anybody else. And I wanted to get my ex-wife off my back. My mom and them thought I needed a problem. In fact, I'm going to tell you that it's funny, but not funny. And I think I shared it in the meeting one time when we were going. My mom took me to a witch doctor.
Applause
Yeah.
that?
Well, maybe not. But my mom took me to not a witch doctor. It wasn't a witch doctor. Look, man, I went into my mom, look, dude, here's the deal. My mom, my parents, nobody knew. It's like, what the hell's wrong with him, man? Why can't he stop? He's going crazy, right? I mean, dude, I had a very success. I mean, it was my shop was doing great, was doing good, it was doing okay. And I mean, I had my family, I had my wife, I had my kids, and all of a sudden I went fucking crazy, right? I got on these drugs and I'm spending all the money and not paying the bills and all this kind of stuff. My mom took me to this place in Houston I came back to the meeting and shared something. I said that they put me on a table and then I started elevating. The lights got dark. I didn't start elevating, right? But I said that, being funny at the meetings. But my mom took me to get in Mexicans they use that sage. They use that thing that they brush you, to get all the evil spirits and then the egg and all that. And they did that to me. My mom took me and I went, But I got off the subject. I'm sorry. That's another story. What was I saying before that, Ronnie?
I don't know, but
What was I saying?
I don't remember. But Ronnie,
why'd you always ask me?
I don't know, because you're the one looking at me.
I want to go back to learn more about Ronnie in the rooms.
Okay.
I want to learn more about.
Oh
that,
yeah, I
man.
was talking about the rooms.
I had some really good people when I first got clean. When I really wanted to get clean, I had a few guys that really took me under their wing. That's why I tell people when they first come in, just find some winners, man. Find somebody that's really doing the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody needs help.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do this by yourself. The crazy part is you go into the rooms and it's a bunch of dope fiends and they're going to help you stay clean one day at a time.
They made me mad.
You kept coming back, didn't you?
I did keep coming back.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah. But I'm saying
stay mad.
Yeah. The reason I say they got me mad, Ronnie and Raul, was because a lot of the people were saying things that I didn't want to hear. It's like people were sharing things. And even though they weren't talking to me, they were reading this thing out of this book that was describing my life. And it was crazy. It was crazy, Raul. It was really crazy. And I would get offended. I remember I would get offended because I thought they were talking about me, but they weren't talking. They were just sharing their own experience. It's funny how all of our stories are very similar. Anyway, keep going.
It's okay to be offended. Just keep coming back.
I know, right? Well,
Just keep
now it's
showing
okay because you don't know at the time.
No, you don't.
You don't know at the time. In fact, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So do you speak at the rooms? Do you ever do that? Like share your story? Because
I do sometimes. Like they'll ask sometimes, but I've kind of changed my focus, man. I really think I need to do something to help my people back home.
You mean in Baltimore?
Absolutely. Yeah, I need to do something. I've been talking to a few people about it because I can't keep what I have without giving it away.
So do you know people that are using in Baltimore?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just got a call last week that a good buddy of mine had passed away. And so it's sad that it's got to happen in order for you to really kick into gear. But I've been wanting to do something for a while. So
what you thinking?
What's that?
What are you thinking?
I don't know yet. I've been praying. I want to do something bigger than that. I've been praying about it, and
but man, people get inspired by you, bro, by your story, and you can change lives just that way.
Whatever God's gonna call me to do is what I'm gonna do. Okay. Whatever He wants me to do. If He wants me to, do homeless ministry, which I've done before, I'll do whatever I got to do because if God can save one person, we're doing something. Because there's a lot of people out there that are lost and don't know any better. And it's sad. It breaks your heart. Now I'm on the other side of it. It was easy for me to, because family members will tell you, you have a problem. But it's easy for me to look and say, well, they don't understand. I'm doing what I want to do. It really doesn't affect them that much.
But it does affect them.
But it affects them
100%.
But you see that now.
Yeah.
In hindsight.
Right.
When you're going through it, you don't see it.
Right. You saw it or you just didn't care?
You just care about yourself.
Yeah.
You can't care.
No, you got to care about all you care about is next fix.
Hey, Ronnie,
that's all you worry about.
And then I'm going to ask you something. A lot of people in the group or when I've gone to the meetings, they say they talk about that they didn't have a conscience when they were using. Do you believe that you have a conscience when you use it or no? Or do I have the wrong impression or the wrong, what do you call it about a conscience?
I had a conscience.
You did?
Absolutely.
Okay. So tell me about that.
I remember when I was first getting ready when I was getting clean at the end of my using down here in Houston, I had my vehicle back. So I got my vehicle back and, I remember scoping out an old lady walking down the street with a purse.
You gonna rob her?
And I was gonna rob her, man. And I sat there for like 45 minutes, and I just couldn't do it. And I was hurting, man. I really needed a fix bad. And so yeah, I had a conscience.
Did you not want to rob her? Or you think she'd beat you up?
No,
Which one was it? Tell me the truth. Come on, man. Be honest.
Honestly, man, I thought about that's probably my. What if that's my grandmother?
Yeah, no, I get it. Right.
So I did.
So
have
you
a
did
conscience.
have a conscience.
I definitely
right.
had a conscience.
I think a lot of us do have a conscience.
I
right?
definitely
But
did.
then again, I think a lot of them don't, though, man.
And you might be right about that too. You know, so those are the bad people.
I question some of the things I see on the news, and I'm like, man, there's no way. I mean, like, this sounds funny, but there was always a code, and the code is amongst criminals, amongst addicts, amongst everything was, you don't mess with children, you don't mess with older folks, and that was everything in between was okay, but just that you stayed away from.
And I brought that up, dude, because I remember people sharing that, and they're like, man, I had no conscience when I was using it, and I can't relate. I can't what do you call it with it? Because, dude, I had a conscience. I knew I was doing bad. I knew that I was in there. I knew that everything I was doing was wrong. I knew it, man. But I just, man, it was this thing, this monster inside of me that just kept wanting this from me. He kept wanting this from me, and I had no choice. I had to give it to him. I would try to stop. Like you remember, you would say you get 2 days, 3 days, dude. By the 4th day, I was there again, man, in the closet. You know what I mean? Sobbing. Why was I sobbing? Because I knew I wasn't supposed to be spending that money. My kids needed the turkey that I burnt. You know what I mean? On Thanksgiving. And instead, I was supposed to go buy another turkey. Instead, I'm smoking it all up. You know what I mean? So, and that kept me, man, I was sick.
I believe we're all good people. We just do bad things.
I don't think we're all good people, though, man.
I believe we're all good
I think there's
people.
bad.
We just do bad things.
Well, let me tell you this, man. Do you believe there's bad people?
I think they make bad decisions.
I believe bad
Would
people
have to
are
disagree
taught.
on that, man. I think there is evil people out there, man.
I believe bad people are taught.
I do.
I don't think so. I disagree. Dude, I've met some evil people, man, before
So
I'm like, you know what, man? You're just evil, man. You know, and you even get that. I've even get that feeling, man. You know, that's I've got that feeling before.
Okay, well, I feel that in a way too, because I've felt that similar.
All right, I got a rebuttal. So what if God never showed y'all no grace?
What does that mean?
Mic drop.
What if God never showed either one of you or me any grace?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not evil. I'm not an evil person.
Ricky, you were doing evil things when you were using.
No, dude, check this out. There's a difference.
There's no difference.
There is absolutely difference. Okay. I think so. I think, dude, have you ever met anybody that's evil? Have you ever met anybody that's evil? I mean, evil. You know what, dude,
Ricky, I was evil.
Man, I don't think so.
I think so too, man.
I was definitely evil.
I was a bad person too.
No. Check this out. Let me change this, dude.
Listen,
check this out. You know what's evil in my eyes? A person that puts a baby in an oven. That's evil. A person that takes another person, dude, and kills them in a horrible way. That's evil. That's the evil I'm talking about. That's not. I mean, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell you something else, bro. And forgive me. This is where we may disagree. And I'm sorry, but I was in rehab, man, when this lady came and shared with us, this old lady, she said that check this out, man. This lady, I was in Bay Area recovery, and I'm sitting there before we got released, right? This lady came and shared with us. They brought her in so we could hear her story. Her husband was murdered, man. They assassinated him in front of her, right? I mean, what do you call it when they put him on his knees and they executed him, man. Terrible. And you know what she did, bro? You know what she told us? That when they were going to give those guys, they had a convenience store, right? When they were going to sentence them to take their life, right? She forgave them. Oh, she forgave them. Dude, I'm going to tell you something. I couldn't do it. I don't care. I don't care how many gods there is. I wouldn't forgive them. I would pull the fucking trigger.
That's a bigger, that's a bigger person than we are.
I don't think so.
I know I wouldn't either, but that's just, I mean, what's that? reservation.
I don't know, man. That's heavy duty for me. I couldn't do it, bro. I could not do it. There's no way. I mean, and whatever. Maybe everybody else is in a bigger, I mean, in a higher elevation spot than me, man. But just something like that, I just couldn't do it.
No, I don't.
And
think that either.
maybe she's just at peace. I don't know. Maybe she's got a heavier understanding of God than I do. Maybe I'm the one that needs, whatever. But I don't know, man. This is what I'm talking about. That's kind of what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's heavy. That's heavy.
It is.
But people forgave you.
Dude, I ain't kill nobody. I ain't kill nobody.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about killing people. I'm talking about,
dude,
in
I'm
general.
not evil. I don't consider myself an evil person. I consider myself, to do bad things. But dude, I try to love my family. I just couldn't.
Were you an evil person during your addiction?
No, I was never been. I would never.
I wouldn't say evil,
I would
bad.
no, evil, dude. Evil is evil. I have never been. I would never consider myself. I have considered myself a sorry MF, right? Because I've done some sorry things, but never evil, bro. Never.
I feel you.
It's different
I see
in
what
my
you're
eyes.
saying.
I don't know. Maybe y'all see it different. I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
So why'd you get clean?
You want to know why I got clean? You want to know why I got clean? I'm going to tell you why I got clean. Because the last day that in 2010, my youngest daughter, Ricky, was leaving they came to visit me in Thanksgiving. And when she was walking out the door, she wasn't crying. She looked at me. They were still living in Brownsville because they moved away because I was so evil. No, I wasn't evil. Because they I was so bad, man, that they had moved away. And when she was leaving, Ronnie, look, and I know a lot of people say, you do this for yourself. Okay, no problem. You do it for yourself. Whatever rocks your boat, right? Me, I did it because when Ricky was walking out, my youngest daughter, Raul and Ronnie, she looked at me and I looked at her and her eyes were glossy, man. They were glossy and red. And she says, Dad, I miss you. And she turned around, walked out because I couldn't leave. I couldn't get past that fence, right? And she walked out and I said, man, I got to get my shit together. That was a turning point for me. For me.
So did you think God played a part in that?
Haven't thought about it.
Think about it.
I don't know. I haven't given it much thought.
Okay. Do you believe that God works through people? Do you believe God works through people? Let's bring up Eugene again.
Yeah, I kind of do.
Okay.
I kind of do. Yeah.
God works through people.
He could.
He does.
Sure.
Not he could. He does.
I got to work on that, man. I got a lot of work to do.
That's okay.
Don't give up on me.
We're a work in progress. Yeah. That's okay. All of us. Doesn't matter.
Don't give up on me, man. I'm still, I'm still looking for the answer. I'm not going to say I'm not. I'm looking for it. Yeah.
Let's say this.
I won't give up on you, Ronnie. All right.
I appreciate that. Let's say this.
Say it.
God is constantly testing us.
Mm-hmm. So is the devil.
And people only see the answers we get right.
So is the devil.
I'm going to say that again.
Yeah.
God is constantly testing us.
Okay.
People around us only see the answers we get right.
Say that again. God is. Oh, you want me to repeat it? Let me see. God is testing us.
God constantly tests us.
God is constantly testing us and seeing what?
And people around us, family, friends, anything like that, they only see the answers we get right. So in other words, they only see the end product. They don't see everything we got to put into this, how we struggle, how we wonder why we're still here.
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff that comes with it, because now we got to feel everything.
Mm-hmm.
For a long period of time, we used drugs, alcohol, women, whatever it may be, as addictions. So we don't feel. Now we have to feel everything. Every emotion, every thought, everything.
I want to know I want to know how you met your wife. And I want to know about your wife. And you don't have to mention her name or anything, but I want to know about how that went about.
How I met her?
Yeah, how'd you meet her?
I met her in the rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And she wasn't your wife, right, at the time?
No.
No.
Obviously not.
Well, I don't know if y'all walked in married or y'all were married before or what the deal was, And,
no, I believe that was a God thing for me.
Uh-huh.
I believe that he knew my heart was right finally, and he knew I was going to do right.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave me an angel. Thank God. because that's what I needed. I wasn't gonna be able to do this by myself. You know, he knew I needed somebody that would hold me accountable to for me to bounce stuff off of.
So you're saying she got the short end of the stick?
Probably so.
Yeah.
Lisa, you know how she feels.
But you know,
Don't answer that.
But like I said in the first part of the podcast, man, we're a good team, man. We can do anything we want to do.
Okay,
we're living proof.
So don't change the subject. When y'all met, why did you know that was her? That did you know right away that she was meant for you? That y'all were meant for each other? I want to know.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah? I told you that. Yeah, I believed that I was gonna marry her.
Yeah. Since when you first met,
we sat at a McDonald's. I can tell you, we sat at a McDonald's.
You too.
Me and Rachel.
Yeah.
We sat at a McDonald's, and I was sitting by myself because I was kind of a recluse. Kind of just wanted to be by myself, even clean.
Really?
Yeah, in the beginning. Yeah, absolutely. And she came over and sat with me. And
wait a minute. Back up there, Jack.
You remember that?
Y'all were not in the room together. You met at McDonald's.
No, we were in the room. We all went to a meeting and we went to eat afterwards.
Okay.
We went out to eat afterwards.
Right.
There was a whole bunch of us, like 10 of us went out to eat.
Right.
And we went.
You got your food and then you went and sat down by yourself. Right.
Even with a group of people.
And she probably, I know she probably is like, oh, that poor little kid. I'm going to go sit with him. Let me go sit with him.
She probably felt sorry for me.
Yeah, poor little son of a bitch.
Because I think she said something like that. Like, oh, why are you sitting here by yourself?
Yeah, I can just see it now.
Yeah.
Anyway, come on, man. Break it down.
And we just had a genuine conversation.
Well, wait a minute. Tell me how that went, man. So you're sitting there by yourself and then, come on, break it up.
I mean, we just started talking and bullshitting.
No, wait a minute. You're sitting by come on, put the thing. You're sitting by yourself and she's walking up. You're seeing her. You're watching her coming towards you. Tell me about that.
But Ricky, I know her already. Like,
you already, okay.
I it's not like I never seen her or talked to her before. Like
but y'all didn't plan to go and eat together with the group. You went and sat by yourself.
Yeah,
right?
But we're still with the group.
Right.
We're still with the group setting.
So she goes and sits with you and then?
And I mean, we just started talking, and I'm sure she didn't know it, but I just knew, man. I knew. I was like, I'm gonna marry her one day. And then I'm thinking, damn, she's really good looking too. I don't know what she's gonna see in my crazy ass. And at that point, I was probably 115 pounds, like scarecrow. Oh yeah, I was bad because I just come off of being on dope, So, but yeah, the rest is history. We're coming up on what, 12 years?
That was 12 years ago.
Yeah. And we've stayed clean the whole fucking time. Together. That's not easy. My first sponsor, and people I've dealt with these last couple of years, it's been hard, man. It's been hard because not everybody stays around. And the longer you stick around, the more people you see walk out the door.
Right.
And I've stayed put because I know the alternative. I've lived it multiple times, and I don't want to do it again. I don't. I don't think I have the energy. I don't think I have anything that would keep me clean one day at a time if I had to go back and say, hey, I used, because I know better now. It's bigger than me just not wanting to do dope. I've accomplished so many things just by not putting drugs in my body one day at a time, consecutively. That's a big deal for a heroin addict like me. Well, a recovering heroin addict. So whatever drug you do, whatever it is you're doing, there's hope. There's hope. And that's all that matters. It doesn't matter where you start, it's where you finish. That's what I said in the beginning of the podcast, because if that's the case, then none of us get a second chance.
Yeah.
Nobody gets a second chance to do this deal.
So in 13 years, you have 13 years clean?
March 1st will be, God willing, March 1st, I'll have 13 years.
Let me ask you this. In 13 years, have you ever thought about using?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And?
I didn't.
What did you do? Did you,
I prayed.
call your sponsor?
I prayed. I called my sponsor. I called people in the program. I worked steps. I need relief from me. That's my main problem. I need relief from me because I come up with a whole bunch of ideas of what I think is good for me. But God knows what's good for me, not me, obviously.
Right. You have some questions from our audience. You want to read them, Raul?
No, not really. No questions.
No, just comments.
Comments, yeah, more comments. You got Carrie said, "Congratulations." Michelle said, "Keep each other in check. That's what good friendships and family members are all about." And you got, man, that's it. So you got a lot of people just making different comments. David Miller said that. He said, "Man, Ronnie," he said, "when I get out of quarantine, brother, we need to grab a bite. You're blessed."
Let's do it, buddy.
So, man, she said, "I gotta go. I hope I catch y'all again."
Who's that? Carrie Scott. Who is that?
Starts
one of your friends?
at 8. We'll see you soon, Carrie. I'm not even gonna say what he said, but so, man, with that, brother, do you have any closing comments?
Just real quick, man. Like, I wanted to segue into this before when we were talking about God, and when I was really young, my uncle Dickie, he went to AA, and I think I was 7. And they lived here in Texas. That's when I had my first stint when I lived in Texas. And I gave him his 1-year chip. You know, so I was introduced to this stuff at a real young age. You know, I got addicts on both sides of my family. And so I still believe that was all a God thing, even though it was 30 years later.
I see. Hey, so you have addicts on both sides of your family?
I do.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think addiction is hereditary? Is that the right word? Did I say it right? Hereditary.
Yeah.
Not to get technical, but
it's just your opinion.
I believe we all make decisions and we pay the
That's not the answer that I'm looking for. Do you think that addiction is hereditary?
Okay. We'll go to the technical term then. We'll go the scientific way.
Go for it.
If that's the case, if that was the case, why is my dad not an addict?
Because sometimes it skips. It can skip a generation.
My grandfather wasn't an addict either, or neither was his father.
Well, okay, and cool. Hey, look, it's just your opinion, right? No wrong or right answer. Here's my opinion, right? Man, to me, what I have, looking back at my family, Ronnie, a lot of my cousins on my mom's side are alcoholics. I mean, they all have that same pattern. They drink, you know, they live not great lives, but they live, you know, substantially good lives. They go to work. They're productive at work. They don't lose their jobs, you know, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, they drink a lot, and they have died from causes that, you know, from either cirrhosis of the liver. I've had 4 cousins that have died from alcoholic related diseases, right? On my mom's side. And then on my dad's side, there has been other things that it's like this pattern I see, dude, on both sides of my family. And I'm going to tell you something, dude. I see it in me. My opinion is, and it's simply my opinion because I don't know any scientific facts behind it, or I'm not even interested to know about them, right? Or read about them. But in my opinion, I think it is, you know, and that's just my opinion, right?
I think it is, but it's up to us to break that cycle. That's what I think.
But what do you mean by that? It's up to us to break the cycle.
Yeah, like we can teach our kids differently. I feel like my mother who drank a lot, man, and I feel like I saw that. I'm not blaming my problems on my mother, but I felt like that was she made it seem like that was right. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but and with that, yeah.
So let me say this.
Say it.
Alcohol is a drug.
Alcohol is a drug.
I'm going to say that again. Alcohol is a drug.
Mm-hmm.
So my father's side of the family, they lived in Virginia Beach. And they had alcohol was real bad on that side of the family. Right. That's why I say I have it on both, in my mom's side and my dad's side.
Right.
But we make a choice, Ricky. You make a choice.
Of course.
You make a choice every day.
Absolutely.
You're gonna go to work. You're gonna go to work,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
You're gonna try to look out for people you love.
Right.
When we make a choice to use drugs or
Mhm.
drink,
Mhm.
that's a choice.
Absolutely.
There's consequences
Dude,
to
and that's
everything
why
we
I
do.
say, Ronnie, and I've said this high and I've said it low. Look, Ronnie, if I wouldn't have taken that highly addictive drug, if I wouldn't have made that choice, Ronnie, when I back then 12 years ago, I have drank all my life. I used to drink and I like my cousins. I mean, I ran my shop until I took that highly addictive drug. When I made that choice, Ronnie, I made a terrible choice because you know why? I suffer. You know what I suffer from? I have an obsessive compulsive disorder, man.
Yeah.
You give
We
an
all do.
obsessive compulsive disorder to you add something that's very highly addictive. What happens?
Yeah.
You know what? I made that choice, Ronnie. I made that choice. And then once that happened and that monster grabbed me, and then I lost my choice. Okay. I lost the control. Now, today, right now, with 10 years clean, I have a choice. I know better. I know what to do to keep myself clean. I know that I stay away from toxic people, that I don't, you know what I mean? I stay away from toxic family members. I don't put myself in bullshit situations that are going to upset me. You know what I mean? All that, which is the program. What it shows us is to call your sponsor, rely on a loving God. All that, right? This is what I have learned along the way.
It all goes back to God.
And you're probably right. You're probably right.
It always does. It always does.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, with
Yes.
that, man, you know, this was
I'm gonna arm wrestle Ronnie about this one, man.
this was a crazy episode.
At least I wake up.
I think we actually should probably we'll talk about a part 3 coming soon.
Oh yeah,
we
man.
definitely got to do this again.
Yeah, I'm gonna get at Ricky on this next one. But it's all good.
You guys, if y'all haven't,
Help me with this, Lisa. Help me.
Be sure to check us out on Facebook. Be sure to share this. Like the page. Check us out on from Big House to the Penthouse.com and subscribe on our YouTube channel. And if you missed any of this, this will all be available on any podcast platform as of tomorrow morning.
I'm gonna, before we say goodbye, I want on the next episode, on the next with part 3, I want your wife to come in and share some stories about you. Okay, you talk to her about it. Yeah, she was supposed to be in tonight, man, but she I don't think, is she even here? Is she in the room? Is she in the building?
You're looking at her.
You're supposed to act like she's not.
No, it's all
It's a
good.
big building.
With that, you guys.
Is she in the building? Raul's trying to kick us out. I think he's got a date or something.
I don't.
It's all good, Raul. We ain't mad at you.
No, I mean, man, if y'all want to,
no, man, we're messing with you.
All right.
Hey, so real quick,
Go for it.
just real quick, God is everything or he's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And number 2, the lie is dead.
The lies dead.
We do recover.
But I'm going to say something else too. Christmas is in 2 days, y'all. And I want to wish everybody a super Merry Christmas, man. And, this is also, I want to say this before Raul kicks us out. I'm going to tell you something, man, that this is the toughest part of the year for all of us recovering addicts, man. I'm going to say this is the toughest part of the year. So, I mean, I'm going to say, there's our website, there's our contact information. You can call us, if you need somebody to talk to, man, you know what I mean? Reach out for help, man. Reach out for help, man. Don't be afraid to call someone. And there's our website. You can contact me, right? And then and there's a national helpline too coming across the bottom, 1-800-662-HELP or 4357, right?
Yes, sir.
There's help, man. So with that, Raul, I want to thank my buddy Ronnie for coming in, his wife Rachel for coming with him.
It's always a good
and
time,
they make a great team. And man, I love you guys, man, and thank you for coming in.
Hey,
you are a big part of I want to say this, man. You and Rachel are a big part of my recovery, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being there.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold you to part 3, man.
Right on, Cachetón.
Oh, for sure.
Merry Christmas.
The lie's dead.
The lie's dead.
The
We
lie's
do
dead.
recover.
Merry Christmas.
All right.
Merry Christmas.